At first, it was just a quiet tap on a keyboard, a file opening in the dark, a single spark that no one outside a small room could yet see. But within weeks, that spark would ignite a global firestorm, one that would reach palaces, parliaments, and private islands hidden behind blue horizons. In 2016, an anonymous source leaked millions of documents from a Panamanian law firm few had ever heard of. The name meant nothing at first. The data meant everything. Emails, contracts, shell companies stacked inside shell companies like mirrors facing mirrors. Money slipping across borders, slipping past laws, slipping into silence. Journalists around the world leaned closer to their screens. The rooms they worked in hummed with tension, late nights, cold coffee, eyes burning as patterns began to emerge. These weren't just numbers, they were stories, leaders, celebrities, billionaires, people who spoke loudly about responsibility while quietly moving wealth offshore out of sight. As the investigation grew, so did the unease. Headlines rolled across continents, names dropped like stones into still water, sending shockwaves outward. A prime minister resigned, protests erupted in city squares, questions echoed in living rooms everywhere. How much was hidden? Who knew? And how long had this been going on? The documents didn't accuse anyone directly. They didn't shout, they whispered. And those whispers were harder to ignore. They revealed a system, legal in parts, opaque by design, where secrecy was a service and distance was protection, where wealth could float above borders, untouched by the rules that governed ordinary lives. For some, the revelations brought fury, for others, disbelief, and for many a dull, heavy realization settled in. The world was not arranged the way they had been told. The game had layers, doors behind doors, and most people never even saw the hallway. Then came the backlash, defences, denials, claims that everything was lawful. But legality, the public began to realise, was not the same as fairness. The leak had shifted the conversation. It forced governments to act, banks to explain, and journalists to collaborate across borders like never before. The Panama Papers didn't end offshore finance. They didn't topple every tower of secrecy. But they cracked the surface. They proved that sunlight could reach even the most carefully shaded corners, and that one quiet decision to share the truth could change the global conversation. Because sometimes history doesn't begin with a speech or a war. Sometimes it begins with a leak. If this story helped you see the world a little differently, please like, share, and subscribe. It's one small way to keep these stories alive and growing.